Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to do something kind of wild. We're going on a journey that starts at the biggest scale you can possibly imagine, the entire cosmos, and we're going to zoom all the way in to the scale of a single thought. We're exploring this idea of spaciousness, and how the structure of the universe might just be the very same structure that makes you, you.
I mean, it's a massive question, right? When you're stuck in traffic or stressing about a deadline, the scale of the universe feels, well, pretty irrelevant. But what if there's a hidden thread, a direct line that connects the way galaxies form to the way you feel right now? That's the connection we're going to trace today.
So, where are we getting our map for this whole thing? You might be surprised to hear, it all comes from just a simple list of words. Seriously, that's it. But don't let the simplicity fool you. When you put them in just the right order, they reveal this incredible blueprint, a blueprint that scales from the infinite all the way down to a single moment in your own life.
All right, let's dive in. We're starting at the absolute widest view possible. In this first section, we are literally setting the stage by looking at the biggest container for, well, everything, the universe itself. So first up, we've got the universe. Think of it as the ultimate box that holds all the matter, all the energy, all the space. But here's the really critical part. It's not just a random jumble of stuff. Within that box, there is a universal intelligence, an underlying order. You know, the laws of physics, the principles that organize chaos into a cosmos. So one is the what, and the other is the how. Okay, so we have this giant, organized container. But so what? How does that external reality become something we experience internally? Well, that brings us right to section 2, the nature of our own awareness.
And this, right here, this is the core concept, spaciousness. Now, when you hear that word, you probably think of empty nothingness, but that's not what we're talking about here. Think of it more like a boundless, open field of pure potential. It's the silent backdrop, the blank canvas on which every star, every planet, every thought, and every feeling can appear.
So, if spaciousness is the canvas, what's looking at the canvas? That's consciousness. It's the awareness of the field. You can't really have one without the other, can you? It's like the light that suddenly illuminates the entire space, allowing you to see everything that's in it.
So what's the natural state of this pure awareness? Its default setting: stillness. I absolutely love this quote from the poet Rumi. Stillness is the language God speaks, and everything else is a poor translation. This isn't just about an absence of noise. It's the fundamental state of consciousness before it gets all cluttered up with our thinking. It's the native language of that universal intelligence we talked about right at the start.
Okay, a pure, still awareness. Sounds pretty nice, doesn't it? But let's be real, that's probably not what your average Tuesday feels like. Mine either. So let's zoom in again, into the inner world of the mind and look at the tools we use to process all of this awareness.
And this right here is a super important distinction. On one side, you have the mind. You know this one very well. It's the constant chatter, the problem solver, the planner, the narrator of your life. It's an incredibly useful tool, but man, is it noisy. On the other side, though, you've got wisdom. This is something else entirely. This is that deep, intuitive gut feeling. It's the knowing that just arises from that quiet stillness. So one is a busy tool, and the other is a state of being.
So how in the world do you deal with the noisy mind so you can hear the quiet wisdom? The key, the secret ingredient, is acceptance. And look, this isn't about trying to force your mind to shut up. Good luck with that. It's actually the opposite. It's about letting the thoughts flow without grabbing onto them, without fighting them. When you simply allow the noise to be there, you create the very space that's necessary for that deeper, intuitive wisdom to finally emerge.
We're getting even more personal now. Let's take the next step inward and look at the vehicle for all of this experience, the human self.
So we can think about our identity as having 3 distinct layers. First, there's the physical body, pretty straightforward. But then, layered on top of that are 2 other crucial things, the self and the ego. And trust me, understanding the difference between these 2 is an absolute game changer. So what's the difference, really? Well, the self is your true nature. It's that drop of pure consciousness and wisdom just localized in your body. It's the silent watcher inside, and it's constant. It doesn't change. The ego, on the other hand, is the story you tell yourself. It's the character you play. I am a good person, I am bad at math, I am a success. It's just a construction of thoughts and memories, and because of that, it's always changing and feels pretty fragile. All right, in our final section, we're bringing this entire framework right down to earth. This is where all the cosmic and internal stuff meets our everyday practical reality. This is where it all comes together.
So in our daily world, we're basically operating in two arenas at the same time. You've got your life situations. These are personal, they're direct. Your project at work, a conversation with your partner, a health issue. Then you have world situations. This is the bigger context everything is happening in. The economy, the political climate, global events. This distinction helps us see what's happening to us versus what's just happening around us.
And here it is, the complete journey laid out in one single flow. It's like a giant funnel, right? We started with the universe and its inherent intelligence. That gives rise to the field of spaciousness, which we perceive through our consciousness. We experience this through the tool of the mind, but we can also access a deeper wisdom. All of this is experienced through our true self, not the constructed ego, as we navigate our daily life situations within the bigger context of world situations. See how it all just flows together?
And so we end right where we began, with a question, but this one's different. Knowing this framework, seeing how your own awareness might be deeply connected to the very fabric of the universe, how will you meet your next challenge, your next joy, your next life situation? Something to think about. Thanks so much for joining me today.